Metal. Sure, surely Jaws for me. Why am I not on YouTube? Okay, that's a problem because I am on YouTube. Hold on. Or you guys just trolling me? Huh? Hold on. I'm going to YouTube. Now you guys are messing with me here. Let me go to my channel. I'm watching me live on YouTube. Oh, there I am. I'm waving to myself. Hi. Hi. That was weird. Nothing happened on my end. I was here the whole time. All right. That's so wild, Dietrich. I don't understand why that would happen. That must be a glitch. That must be a glitch with StreamYard. So Ken says YouTube censored the stream. I wonder what happened. That's so weird. What was it? Was it just saying the stream is glitchy? I don't know, man. It's got to be StreamYard because my internet is fine. Everything on my end is completely fine. Yeah, it's probably Dangle. It's probably a Leafs fan. It's probably a Leafs fan. Because I'm watching myself on YouTube right now. Everything is fine. All right, so let me get back to the chat. That's so wild. Kenneth says, I must have did it. It said waiting for Flying Fluffy Hockey. I don't know. That's crazy. But it's got to be, I bet you I get a notification from StreamYard later that says we had a technical thing. So, all right, well, that's funny. It's got to be a Leaf fan screwing with me, right? What else to explain it? All right, Bex, we'll start here. He says, I have a question. If the Leafs thought Bennett took their goalie out, where was the pushback? No fight at all. Any other team would have been a brawl. I hope. It doesn't sound like he's going to be okay to come back if he was throwing up. I can't imagine he's playing tomorrow. If we win the series with Woll, that's going to be the only thing anybody talks about, And Pente, I agree. Panthers need to be a lot better if they want to win this series, right? Hey, Coop, thank you. That's so wild. Jaws versus the Wasp 2, Electric Boogaloo. But what nobody is talking about is the real reason why we lost that game. Nobody is talking about the real reason that we lost that game. Yeah, it was a bad start. Bennett did the thing. Everything. We lost that game because for some reason, Uvis Balinskis decided to just not take his shift. Because I believe we get that game tied and we win it overtime. I believe at 4-3, we get that game tied and we win it in overtime. But somehow, some way, Balinskis just forgot to go on the ice. It was brutal. Yeah, I get that he also scored real, but it's like how does that happen in that moment? Kenneth says Balinskis thought Ekblad was on the ice. Good, yeah, jeez. Legit had 4 people on the ice. It's just crazy. Jake says they're saying the symptoms started when Stolarz took that slap shot to the head. That is the question that I have. Thank you for bringing that up, Jake. That's the question I have is forget what we're conjecturing and with the doctors. I want to hear from Stolarz. My question is, if the symptoms started when he took the shot to the head, will he admit it? Will he say it wasn't all Bennett's fault? I was feeling something wrong before that. That's what I'm curious to hear. If that's the case, will Stolarz come out and say, something, you know. You're saying the stream looks like a Sega CD game. I don't know what's going on. There's got to be something going on. You know, YouTube was having some problems before I came on. So it might be YouTube, to be honest with you, because before I came on, I was trying to watch something. The YouTube was having, it was freezing up, but it was the only place that was freezing up. So do the best we can here today. Meadow says Bennett said he reached out to Stolarz and that he responded. That's good. That's good. Hungry says there's a literal head of field neurologist, right? Scientist saying, or head, saying, I read that, saying it was a headshot, but narrative over facts. Right. Coots, that's a good point. He says, I don't know if he would say anything because maybe it makes the staff look bad. I suppose if he wanted to say, I didn't tell them, right? I don't know. I'm very interested to see what Stolarz has to say. We'll put it that way. Nick, I agree. He says, all I need in my life is Mackey back on the ice. I don't know about sitting for Hagee, but I don't know. I'm not saying Mackey's going to solve the problems, but boy, that was a bad first period. Craig says Stoley is a good guy, but probably wouldn't admit it until after the series. Yeah. Thank you, Donna. But Donna, you would say that. Donna would say that even if I was sitting here naked, she'd say that. She don't care. So, Sam, I went over that. If you watch, Sam, go ahead and watch the video that I put out because I did a whole rant that I guess nobody saw it because I wasn't live on YouTube at the moment. You got to watch the video I put out. His arm goes up because the puck is on his stick. I've got it all laid out in screenshots. His elbow's up because the puck's on his stick, and he's trying to pull it back to him before he loses it. Yeah, exactly, Trey. Right, so no disciplinary action. Oh, Simon, the only thing I know about the draft lottery is that the Islanders won. Because we were in the middle of the game and everything. So that's the only thing I know about that. I know a few people wanted Chicago to win again. I know San Jose was hoping, but they won it with some crazy odds too. One wild and crazy guy says, why do I think the Panthers played so bad in the first period? Combination of three things. Toronto played well. That's number one. Number two, I don't think the Panthers took the Leafs as seriously as they needed to. And number three, Bobrovsky must have been smoking ganja the whole week he was off because he was off in that first period. So I think the Panthers sat back. They watched my preview, and then they watched the Dangle preview, and even Dangle picked the Panthers. And they said, oh, good, we're going to win. They said we're going to win, and that's how they played that first period. Colin, yeah, I don't know what's going on with Tkachuk, man. He's looking like he's skating okay, but I just wonder if he's not because he's been in the wrong position a lot. Last night was awful. His passes were awful. I mean, it was just a bad hockey game. Well, Ryan, he's not going to get suspended because there's nothing coming. They already said so. Hungry says, I love how it's being described as a punch, an elbow, and a flying elbow by Leafs fans, right? And then the people are saying, well, he had his stick in his hand. It's like, where else is this stick supposed to be? Like, where else is this stick supposed to be? Was he supposed to drop the stick? I think what Leaf fans want him to have done is drop the stick and jump completely over Stolarz and land without hitting anybody else in that microsecond. Like, I'll still listen. If anybody has a suggestion for me for what he was supposed to do, you watch the video I put out. If anybody can tell me what he was supposed to do other than what he did, I'll listen. Donna, PG-13. Trey says the bad first period and an own goal was the difference, but that's why they make you win 4 to avoid flukes. Right. Jake. Yeah, exactly. One game at a time. See, I like Donasek. He looks like he's trying to get a goal and try not to hurt someone. I mean, he tucked his elbow. I don't know. I mean, people are using the fact that he tucked his elbow in as evidence that he did it on purpose. But to me, if he would have left his elbow out, that's would have been an indication he was doing it on purpose. I mean, you literally see him take his shoulder and elbow and bring it in. Yeah, exactly, Trey, right? Yeah, Real says we're always bad after a long break, nothing to be concerned about. Bulwar says it's definitely not rigged since the NHL's most boring team, the Islanders, won. Yeah, and that was another thing Bex is saying. They I mean, look at it. Bex is right with them falling down. The face-offs, yeah, we're getting killed 40%. Coot says Bennett when he on a slow game and when he is to Mikula and Eki. Going on with he wants to lay the hit, but stop. He's crossing a little bit. What was that? There goes my internet. Now that's my internet. That one's on my internet, but she'll be coming back. Do I have 1 2 bar? I see that IDK. It's interesting, IDK, how internet is fine until we Leafs, and then all it's not so good. This whole something is going on the computer here. Shouldn't be on. I'll just X out and back in. Just a second. I'll be right. What the hell is this? All right, now let me remove this. Okay, we should be good. Yeah, I noticed it was working. Yeah. It just I had to change it from the. So, all right, we should be good. Yeah, it's yeah, special guest Jaws. Right? That's actually not a bad idea for a skit. If I pre-recorded something and then asked myself questions. It's actually that might have been a happy accident there. I might be able to work with something like that if I recorded something and put it side by side. Huh. Yeah. Most of you are probably thinking, yeah, dumbass, you should have thought about that a long time ago. What do you want from me? I got too much on my mind. Okay, so Donna, keep it PG, Donna. You told me to keep it PG-13. Hey, Ryan. Trey says John's about to make a spoof of Sinners. This is Stolarz attacked Sam Bennett. Stolarz jumped out of a tree and attacked Bennett with a chainsaw. Bennett right to defend himself. Paulie Walnuts, The Sopranos. Oh. What a, I just can't believe we have to deal with this. We know our issues we had last face-offs came to turn over to still able to last year with it was pleasant last night. So yeah. Donna. Sure. Sure. All right. So it's good. And there it goes again. Oh, for freaking hell. Yeah, I saw that, Ted. I saw that he's been doing that. I saw that he's been doing that. I'm gonna give it one more shot and give it one more shot here and if it stays and it's going out again. No, this is definitely an ISP attack. I don't even think it's my computer at this point. This happens from time to time when we're doing the Leaf games. It's just. I mean, there's literally a fan that continues to or has in the past hacked Dana's account to screw with the moderation. Remember, we had that problem last year too. So, all right. So let me try to get back here. Yeah, exactly, Kenneth. Right. Sam says, I watched the video that had a camera that was above the crease. I do agree that Bennett is in good position, but the arm went up. Right, but the arm went up because that's the moment he had the puck on his stick. So he's trying to bring it back to him. Sam, that's what if you watch my video, you'll see what I mean. His elbow went up the second the puck was on his stick. And people are making it sound like he only lifted the elbow to go hit Stolarz. It wouldn't surprise me at all. I mean, if you like last year, the last 2 minutes of Game 7, it happened. And I've had the internet people out here so many times, and they basically keep saying they don't have any explanation for why the signal keeps dropping at random times. It don't do it during the day at all. Don't do it during the day at all. But like I can record something and never have a problem. But if it's an important game or an important stream, we seem to suddenly have a lot of problems. So whether it's coincidence or not, I don't know. Real says, yeah, Dangle was dressed as a ref in his LFR thumbnail. Right. Yeah, no, it was first thing in my queue this morning. I don't want to criticize him too much because obviously fellow YouTuber. I get it. He's mad. Stolarz is out. I don't like that Stolarz is out. I don't like the fact that he's out because I want to beat Toronto at full. I don't want them to say that we beat them because Wall came in. And Wall's a good goal. There's out there. But I mean, Dangle actually leaning into the conspiracy part, though, that's a bit much. It's a bit much. So it's probably Dangle. In my internet right now. It's just, coincidentally going again. Let me try something else here. Just give me a second if I can fix this. Yeah, sure. He's pandering to his base. No doubt whatsoever about that. And there it goes. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to just restart. Just give me a second. I'll be right back. All right, we'll try this one more time. Try if it happens again, I'm gonna send myself a link. Hey, thank you, Rev. Thank you, bud. Thank you, Revy. Appreciate that, bud. What's you got to say? Oh, let me blow this up again. Sorry, Jaws, but I think it's the Leafs year. They're going to lose in the finals to Dallas. I mean, they played good last night. There's no doubt. There's no doubt that they played well last night. But like I kept saying last night, forget Boston beat the Panthers in game 1 last year in the second round 5-1. So the fact that we came back in that third period, we'll see how it goes. But, I still feel good about this team right now. I don't feel so good about my internet, but I feel good about the team. Yeah, the Campbell's son works for the Panthers, therefore, right. Yeah, that whole thing is, come on, man. I mean, you may as well say the league is rigged at that point, right? IDK. Well, I tell you, IDK, I get frustrated with it. I hate it when they lose and all of that. But we're the champs. You know what I mean? And teams are going to play their best against us. And we're going to have to raise our level of play. Seriously. We came out in that game in the first period, certainly, and we just thought that we were going to win because we were the champs. We did not play our game at all. Hey, thank you, Reb. Thank you, bud. He says, I don't want them to win. I hate Canadian teams. Well, maybe I still say Panthers in 6. I still feel good about it. Remember, we were behind the Boston. We lost the 2 games to the Rangers. We were behind the Rangers 2-1. I was really worried about that because we lost in overtime both times. IDK says, I just don't see us getting better. Don't trust Bob at all. R&D is way too inconsistent. When we're not right, it's ugly. There's no doubt. You know what I mean? When it's not right, Panthers look really ugly. But we've seen them snap back from times like this where they look like the perfect version of themselves. Now, you have to win game 2. You can't get yourself in too deep of a hole because then you're going to put the pressure on yourself to win both games at home. Could happen, but last time Panthers got 2 down, other than Vegas, obviously, was when we came back on Boston those few years back. So I know, Colin. Yeah, that I was talking about that. He says, imagine if Bennett signs with the Leafs. What would the Leafs fans say then, right? Yeah, how many former Panthers will it take them if they don't do it this time? Right? So I know my internet's crapping out. There's nothing I don't think it's not the laptop. This is just on my internet right now. It's coming, it's dropping and coming in and off really rapidly. So I'll have to call them about this. Well, it didn't happen really at all last night. So I don't know what's going on. And that's true, Ted. You can't give up a goal within the first minute. So I'm going to do something here. I am going to send myself a link and see if I can stream from my phone. And see if that makes it. Oh, no, because I'll just be a guest. It won't matter anyway. Yeah, all right, we'll see. Whoever's hacking my stuff, when I find out who it is. No, I don't think it's. I don't know. They've looked at it, Dietrich, 1,000 times. It's just the wires. They replaced the wires. The modem is fine. I could call them again. They constantly come out and replace things. It's just shitty internet service because of where I live. There's one company, and we go through these periods of time for like a month. The service will be horrible, and then for 6 months we'll have no problems. Hey, Rosado, how you doing, bud? Ted says Bennett is originally from Toronto. Leafs fans want Bennett to remove all of his association. Yeah, they definitely don't want to. They definitely don't, right? Oh, Greg says the Leafs here in the cat. On behalf, never wishing and made it. Trying was having all sorts of problems. Yeah, it's something between YouTube and right now. I honestly feel that because YouTube's having all sorts of issues. It was before I went on the stream. Obviously now, if this continues, we'll end the stream tonight. Still, I think it's on my end. We have a problem for the whole stream, but I think I don't know if it's YouTube or what. Ted says that no one is asking if elbows. Yes, I know it's glitching. It's glitching. That's Rosato. That's for the internet. Oh, Christ. What? There's really no reason that it would be doing made up of like 7 goals. Yeah. Rosato says we're not losing another game. I like that. I'm gonna try something here. I'm gonna try this. Let's take the it's not even there. There we go. We'll see if it gets any better. Probably not. Oh, this is awful. The odds of this not being done on purpose is pretty slim. We'll see if that fixes it for a long enough time to try to get through the hour. Yeah, it says definitely Leafs Nation and Dangle hacked the internet. Yeah, it's interesting how we have these consistent problems when we play the Leafs. It is what it is. Hey, Adonis, how you doing, bud? Yeah, Bennett just tickled Stolarz. Well, I'm really curious to see what Stolarz has to say. That's definitely something I'm interested in hearing about. Hey, Matthew, how you doing, bud? Donna says, don't worry about last night. I think it's going to be Panthers in 6, and the last period proved why. Although everyone just says we got those 3 goals because we injured Stolarz. Yeah, I mean, that's what they're going to say, right? Paragan, yeah, he's asking if I saw the Chris Nowinski doctor take on the concussion. Yes. And then, yeah, says the puck could have been the beginning of it. Right. I did see that. You know, I'm not a doctor. There's people disagreeing with him. There's people agreeing with. It's like anything else. It's like anything else in this world. You take the same picture and you have people with just such strong opinions either way. And so I just keep repeating the question of tell me what else he was supposed to do. Bennett, what else? Where was he supposed to go in that moment? Because if he turns to skate away, he's going to hit him even worse. So if somebody can tell me a viable action that he was supposed to take, I'll listen. Ryan says, who cares last year, game 1? It's not about Boston or Toronto, Ryan. The Panthers looked the exact same way in game 1 of the second round last year. I mean, exactly. Discombobulated on defense. Passes were off, we didn't look good at all. Remember, because the Panthers had just gotten through the Lightning in round 1 in 5 games, and Boston and Toronto went 7. So we had a lot more time off, and it showed. And so we come back game 2, get our ish together, win game 2, and then I wanted to split on the road. It sucks to lose game 1. Sucks to give up a goal 30 seconds in. Sucks that we almost came back, but Balinskis didn't even come onto the ice. Sucks that Bob gave up goals that usually he wouldn't. A lot of that's the whole thing. Get it all out in one game. Now, if it repeats in game 2, then we'll have to start talking about the possibility that we might have to put up with Leaf fans talking all year about how they're the ones that ruined our run. If that don't motivate, if the Panthers are not motivated enough by trying to make sure that it's not Toronto that ends their season, then we deserve to lose. Mythical says, I think we had a little bit of rust and our focus was starting to click in the third. We should carry that focus into game 2 and we need to win. Yes. Beck says, you see, I think it was the Toronto stadium that poisoned the cats' water that made them all sick. Prove me wrong. What? And then maybe Stolarz took a drink of one of the Panthers' water. Is that what happened? They accidentally poisoned themselves. Hey, Mr. Big. IDK, I get it. I get it, man. I get it. Cam says, give that game 90 more seconds and they score. We're fine. We got to be better on defense. I feel confident we can score, especially if Woll is in. And I hate to put it that way. I really do. It's not. I mean, no matter what happens now, if the Panthers win and Stolarz doesn't come back, that's all we're going to hear. That's all we're going to hear. So it is what it is now. Paragon says they'll take a split in Toronto, 2 wins at home, loss back in Toronto, and find a win at home. That's 6. That sounds about right, buddy. Sounds about right. Yeah, he was hanging with the boys in the back. Good job. Yeah, Pex. Exactly. Yeah, Jason says, guys, we played badly and still almost won. We got this. Yep. I hate losing. We wasn't going to sweep them. And we do have a tendency to play one game per series where we're bad. We do have a tendency to do that. So yeah, Ted, I thought at 4-3, I thought we might get that sucker to overtime. But you just can't have mishaps like 4 guys being on the ice at that point. Jason, yeah, same thing for Stolarz. He's out of the hospital now, so at least that's a positive sign. Somebody said he wasn't ruled out for tomorrow, but I can't imagine if he was throwing up from a concussion, if that's what it was, right? You know, what if the team has to come out and say there was nothing wrong with his head, it was food poisoning? What if they have to come out and say that, and then everybody has to? Will Bennett get an apology tour if the Leafs came out and said Stolarz it was food poisoning? I wonder, and if anybody will apologize to Bennett. Trey says, I'd rather hear you only won because Woll was in than you lost to the Leafs. All right, yeah. I can agree with Trey there. Yeah, I can do that. Absolutely. Ted, the answer to that question about the Dolphins is no and no. Big nose too, like ugly, snot-filled nose. Yeah, I saw that Guitar Crow with Dangle. It's disappointing. I was going to make a response video, but I put out what I put out instead. I didn't want to respond to Steve Dangle. I don't need that noise. If people want to go to the video and watch what I said, that's fine. Dana, nobody's gotten them back right now. Just because I haven't taken care of it this morning. That's all. I mean, can I do that from here? I have to do that from YouTube. No, it won't let me make. I don't want to go looking on YouTube right now because the internet's been so sketchy. But yeah, we'll fix that once the game starts. Ted says Dangle is unhinged today more than usual. I know. And they won. Can you imagine if we would have come back and won that game? You know what I mean? Donna says, I feel that we can score, but Bob and the D need to play better. Played very poor in the first half, but they showed fight, and that's what matters. Yeah, if we can play like that. I mean, we came out against Tampa with so much energy, but remember, we got that early goal, right? The Sam Miskevich pass to Bennett. We got the early goal. It was kind of almost like a repeat of game one, but in reverse. Only Tampa didn't really make a run to come back. Meadow says, again, how much of that third was Toronto turning it off as opposed to us turning it on? I mean, maybe a little bit. They were obviously just trying to hold a lead. And every game is going to be different. We just have to go out there and realize that Toronto is not going to lay down. It's not the same team. We're going to have to, play. And maybe losing game one will have them pick up their underdog attitude again, and things will be fine. Real, I didn't see that. I'm not disagreeing, but he says the Balinskis thing shouldn't even happen. Play should have been stopped after Reinhart was tripped. Yeah, I'd have to watch that again. It's a shame we left Bob out to dry so many times. Can only ask him to stop so many breakaways. Cam says, I think we saw the best of Toronto last night. They needed to make a statement. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to do that. I'm going to give the wrenches back. I just don't want to do it right now because I have to go to YouTube and do it, and I don't want to add any stress on the laptop right now. So I'll do it. I'll do it when we start the game stream. They'll say Sam Poison, right? Thank you, Silva. Hey, thank you, Reb. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Reb. So are the non-Panther game streams the ones we can be unhinged? No, really can't. Reb, how about this, bud? My email is flyingfluffyhockey@gmail.com. Why don't you send me an email so we can converse a little bit back and forth about it so that we talk off camera about it. flyingfluffyhockey@gmail.com. Send me an email and we'll chat about it that way. Does that sound cool? Brogdon says, I wish they suspended Bennett just to shut up the Leafs fans. We brought Mackey back and he got a hat trick in game 2. We could use his energy. I mean, Rodriguez isn't really doing a whole lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't mind seeing him on the ice, but we might not see him on the ice because if anybody, is susceptible to the other teams taking a run, it might be the rookie, right? So that's one thing that Maurice might want to keep him out of the lineup for his own protection, And there goes the internet again. Isn't that lovely? We're almost done here. All right. Thank you, Reb. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Reb. Get the logic and reason out of here, right? Yeah, there goes. Well, it might be coming back. Mackey's speed could help too. I agree there, Craig. I agree there. Coot says Marchand still had a 2-point night. I'm expecting the Leafs boogeyman to have a big night game too. Someone else said Bennett plays well after an incident, so I'm thinking a Leafs nightmare scenario. That is true, Coot. That's a good point. A lot of times Bennett comes back the next game and has a big game. Roaring Angels. Oh. What did Trey say, Amanda? Did you remove it? Or is it still there? Hold on. Say if we had won last night, they wouldn't have even gotten the pity win in game 4. All right. Which one, Amanda? Hold on a second. Which one? Let's see. I'm scrolling up. Hold on. Trey. If we had won last night, they wouldn't have even gotten the pity win in game 4. Is that what you're talking about? Oh, if we had won last night. Or did he say something more controversial? It's the only way the series could have been over after one game. If we had won last night, yeah, I think what Trey is saying, if that's the comment, as my internet goes out again, is that if we had come back and won that game, Toronto might not win another game. Is that the comment? I think that's the comment. It's by Revy's super chat. Okay, hold on. It might not. Maybe YouTube might have deleted it. I'm looking. I'll scroll back to the super chat. It's not here on my end. No, whatever Trey said has been deleted on my end. I've got Revy super chat, then I got Dietrich, I got Jake, I got Coot, I got Craig, and then Kenneth says oof. So I guess that's something that, yeah. And then Amanda says, "Hey Trey, what the heck?" I'm not. It's been taken off. Yeah, that got deleted, Trey. If it's there on your end, it's gone on my end. It's not there. YouTube deleted that, unless what you're saying, it's still there. So no, YouTube deleted that. It's gone on my end. It's gone on my end. Make sure to shed is set to live. No, it's live. Well, I'm on StreamYard. I'm on StreamYard. So that's so weird. Why would it not be there for me? Hold on. Let me go to the thing now, since the internet's not cooperating anyway. Okay, there's the Sam Bennett talk. That's good. I want to see that. Maybe we'll watch that together if my internet will cooperate. Hold on a second. Let me come up here. Yeah, so on my version, Trey's comment is there, but on my StreamYard version, it is not there. Quite literally. That's so crazy. I wonder if that happens more often. I wonder if there's things that I miss, and then you guys think I'm ignoring it. It's not there. That's so wild. That is exactly doing once wrong is I'm gonna eat a nap. That's exactly doing. Don't get. You just texted me a screen. Oh my God. Wait, that's interesting because hold on. This is actually I want to look at, because they made a comment as well, and this is not good. So because Trey sent a screen of what's here, and from Dana is Dana said something, and the comment from is not on my StreamYard version as my internet. I'm not so much internet problem. I'm missing chat. There's something going on between StreamYard and YouTube, right? That's got to be what it is because I didn't even start off the stream. Yeah. So, all right. The internet's got 2 more minutes here. Let me close this up. I'll have to clean this computer if that's what's going on. Yeah, it's the Hornet. Yeah, exactly, Dietrich. Yeah. Is that Kazuma? Yeah, it says if we lose game 2, I can't imagine the amount of unhinged comments from Leafs fans. Oh, no, you can't lose game 2. You can't lose game 2. If you have to tie this series up and do it in one of those 2-1 fashions. Hungry says, do I have YouTube auto moderation on? I don't know that you have an option there. I have it set to the least setting. You know what I mean? I have it. I don't have any certain words that are banned or anything like that. But I don't. There's stuff that YouTube just automatically deletes, whether I'm okay with it or not. Unfortunately. Ryan says, must win game 2. I think we will. Wall isn't good. I mean, Wall he's capable. What was his numbers? I should look at that. Let's look at this here real quick. This kid gets put into a spot, to say the least. What was his numbers this year? Oh, that's not. Oh, don't look at his playoff numbers from this year. It wasn't good. His numbers were 273 and a 909. I mean, that's plenty good. That's not what Stolarz was, certainly. They split half the games. I didn't realize that. Woll had 41 starts, and I don't even think Stolarz had the 41 because wasn't he hurt? So, I mean, Woll technically had more action time, 273, 909. It's not bad, but certainly it's a big difference. There's no getting around that. Certainly a huge difference there. What'd True say? Where's True? Glitcher says, Woll is very good. He hasn't played hockey in 3 weeks. Yeah. True. We just had we had some glitches last night. So I had everybody going to get their wrench back. Everybody going to get their wrench back. We had an issue previously. I thought it was happening again. Everybody going to get their wrench back. We'll put it that way. Dana, I'm not getting into it. Yeah, I'm gonna put them back tonight. It was. I'm gonna try to. Is there any mods I don't have? No, I have everybody's email. I'm gonna email the mods today and just let you guys know what I'm thinking. It gets crazy when we're playing the Leafs. It just gets absolutely nuts. Glitcher, yeah, he got thrown into a playoff game after being off for 3 weeks. Yeah. Trey says maturity is overrated in certain aspects. It can be. No one is mature on the internet. Right? Now, as far as tonight is concerned, I know we're doing Caps and Canes. And then talk with Kyle. We'll talk with Kyle. I'm not sure if we're doing the late game or not. We'll see what the crowd wants to do and go from there. Caps, Canes could go 4 overtimes. So there's that. Brian, yeah, X is just absolutely. I put out a post so far. It's not been all that bad. But yeah, I seen some of the comments on X between people. It's just like, man, everything is just so black and white these days. It's just like if you you have, people want people to die for their opinions. It's just crazy. Kenneth says, you ban yourselves from the Leaf strings. Yeah. Yeah. Donna says, if people saying they would line up at Bennett's hotel, they line up at his hotel. Good Lord. Jeez. Come on now. Drew says, the doctor said Stoley had a minor head concussion when you get hit with the puck, so it wasn't all a Bennett rub. Yeah, I saw that. Honestly, I'm interested to hear from Stolarz himself. That's the guy I want to hear from. I don't know what Leaf fans are going to do if Stolarz comes out and says Bennett didn't do anything wrong. I don't know what they're going to say. So, yeah, true. I put out a video on it a couple of hours ago. Oh, yeah. What's Joseph Wool's playoff numbers? They weren't good last night, but there we go. That's a good question. Wool's playoff numbers, career playoffs, 8 games. He's got 4 wins. He's got a 2-1-2 and a 9-2-4. So who was that against? Just curious. Was that last year? So last year he had 1 game, but he didn't start a game. No, that's this year. Last year he started 2 games, had a .86 goals against and a .964 save percentage. Was that against Boston or Tampa? No, they didn't play. They played Boston. That's right. And then the year before, he started 2 games and had a .243 and a .915. So he's shown to be capable in the playoffs, obviously, especially last year. So it's not like, but that's not going to stop Leaf fans from saying that we only won the series because Stolarz is out if we win the series against Wool. So we'll see. We'll see how he goes. All right, that's going to do it for today. Thank you all for hanging out, all the super chats, fighting through all the internet glitches. Okay, we'll be there. I'm going to eat. I'm going to take a nap. And then I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take another nap. It's stressful. The Leaf streams are stressful. Everybody seems to get so stressed out about it. And then poor Kyle's trying to handle things. So I'm going to have to start coming to the chat a little bit more to handle things, which is hard on my eyes, but needs to be done for this series because things get a little bit out of hand. So thank you all. Appreciate it all. And we'll see you tonight. Stress-free hockey tonight. We get stress-free hockey tonight. That's what I'm looking forward to. All right. We'll see you.